Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I know it's been a very long time, but today is another day, and we're going to do another mod to the F-150. None other than some new speakers. I've been looking for some good audio for this truck for a little while. It is the XLT, so it's got the bass audio system in it. You know, the crap speakers that they put in pretty much every work truck. We're going to do all 4 doors. We're also going to do the 2 tweeters up front by the A-pillars. And pretty much this video is just going to show you how to do that. These are the 2 door speakers. Those are the tweeters. These are all the harnesses that we need, and these are all the brackets. So pretty much Crutchfield, what they do is they ask you what vehicle you got, and you select your speakers, and then based on that they'll give you the harnesses and brackets that you need in order to make it fit for your vehicle. So really appreciate that. Oh, and I forgot to do a video on this, but I did install some LEDs in the bed of this truck, controlled by this switch right here. So if you're wondering what that is, no, it's not factory. It's all aftermarket. Alright, so this is what comes in the first box. We got our 2 speakers. We're not going to be using the grill that it comes with, as well, we're going to put it behind the factory grill that comes in the truck already. And we're going to be doing the rear doors first. So these are these circular mounting brackets. The front ones have these oval kind of brackets. And our hardware manual, we're going to need that. And some wire that it looks like we're going to have to probably splice and whatnot. So I'll get started removing the door. And also we're going to need this harness in order to get this rear door panel off. On the 2015 through 2020 F-150s, you're going to take off this door handle right here with a panel removal tool. You're also going to take off this plastic bit right here, and there's 2 bolts, one underneath there and another one there. Alright, so what I found when taking off this door handle and that panel right there is, for this one you're going to want to take your trim removal tool and kind of come up underneath from right here, because there's a clip that sticks that way, and then you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side, and it'll come off pretty nice. Don't go down the middle, you're not going to get enough leverage that way. And then for this guy, do not go from down low, because there's 2 holes that the plastic piece sits in. You're going to risk breaking those if you come in from the bottom. I found coming in from the side and then working my way up top and popping it down is a lot easier, so take note of that. So as I go to remove these top ones, I also have a parts tray. Keep track of your screws. The ones that are at the very top, like these, are going to be different than the middle ones and the ones at the bottom, so just keep track of that. There we go. That's the other one. Now, to take this door off, I'm going to start with my pry tool and go from underneath. There you go. Just kind of work your way up and lift up once you get to the top. There you go. And she comes right off. Take out our window switch. There you go, folks. We got our door card off. Alright, so to get your door speaker out, you're just going to want to unplug the power harness right here. And then there's going to be 3 screws. And she pops right out. There you go. Okay, so this is what we're working with. There you go. Once the speaker's off, you can see like all up in your door and stuff. Cool. But let's compare the old one to the new speaker. So it's the old guy. Looks like it's just a single or 2-way. I'm not too sure. The new ones here are 3-ways, and they're a lot heavier actually. That's just the weight difference of them. Oh, this is so light. Like, I can throw this thing around like a frisbee. Alright, so after watching a video, what I've realized is that these brackets are made for a lot of different size speakers. We're going to need to take these tabs off, because these are actually made for slightly smaller speakers. So in order to fit it on the thing like so, there's like a huge gap there. I'm going to need to peel off those little tabs with probably like some pliers or something. Alright, so... and they break off super easy, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, they like do that on purpose. So with the speaker face down, with the grill guard obviously, you don't want to, there you go, sits perfectly flush now. Alright, so when looking at this manual, You can see the white wire coming out is your speaker positive and the black wire is speaker negative. So now looking at our harness, there's really no way you can mess this up. One's actually smaller than the other. The smaller one is going to be the negative, larger is going to be positive. I want to make sure it's all the way down. Perfect. So to run this guy outside, because we're going to have the bracket sitting like this and it's going to completely cover up the speaker, what I saw a guy on YouTube do was drill a 1/2 inch hole right here so you can have the wire perfectly running outside. Perfect. Probably going to end up taping them as well so they don't get chafed on this. There you go. Nice and taped up. Alright, when trying to test fit this speaker, I've ran into a little bit of a problem. The screws they give you and brackets to screw into are universal, right? So the screw sticks out about that far from the casing. The screw actually ends up getting in the way and getting caught on this right here. So see, it won't even let me go past that. There's a huge gap and the screw is getting in the way. So I'm gonna need to make a parts run. Here's what I decided to go with. 2 packs of stainless 6x32 by 1 inch long screws, and I just got some nuts to put on the other side so I can seal it properly. I'll let you guys know how this goes. Back in the part store with our screws and nuts, and hopefully these fit. So set you guys down right there. Screw fits nicely. Sticks out a little bit, but that's fine. We can work with that. And now per speaker, I'm only going to do 4 screws. No vibration. It's good. And now, so I don't just hear a bunch of scratching, because there is a gap between the speaker hole and the speaker itself. I'm just going to put some foam tape just on the perimeter here. Alright, time to put the speaker in now. And that's perfect. It's sitting right on top of the foam tape. Nice. Thread that in by hand. Sounds like someone just passed by with a speaker system of their own. Alright, I'm just going to get it seated first, then I'll tighten it down later. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. We got our wire coming through our little hole we drilled. Already plugged in. There you go. Alright, we just tested it out and everything does work. It all checks out. We're going to get started on that door. I'm not going to show you it because it's the exact same as this side. Alright, moving up to the front doors. Unlike the backs, we have 7 bolts, so there's an extra bolt to get off the front one. Other than the 1 bolt that's beneath this cover right here, it's going to be the exact same process. You're going to take off this handle, 2 bolts under there, handle here, or there's like a plastic piece, you're going to take that off. And then underneath there's also 2 more bolts, 1 there and 1 there. And then you should be able to get the door card off. So once you have that 7mm off, you can go ahead and take the 2 bottom ones. They're also both 7mm. The 2 ones in the door handle, as well as just below the door handle, are both 8s, so that totals about 7 screws. Alright, so once you have your door panel off, you're going to want to draw your attention towards the speaker. Here we have a harness that's plugged in, obviously giving it its power. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is take my 7mm, take off these 4 bolts around the perimeter, pop the speaker out, and then that should make it easier for us to gain access to this harness and plug that out. Alright, once you have all your bolts off, you can just take the speaker right out. It's going to have some clips holding it in place. Don't be afraid to give it a little tug. Alright, now for this speaker harness, you're just going to want to push down on this white tab right there. Give it a good nudge. And then, you know what, maybe a tool would actually help in this case. You can kind of use it to push down that tab, and then there you go. Comes right out. speaker's out, we're gonna go to the back of the truck, set up our new speaker, align it with the holes, and then we'll come right back to you. So this is our old speaker. We're gonna get rid of this. For now, we're gonna put it right there. We're gonna grab our new speaker, which I haven't even opened the box for yet. Nice. It's been a long day. And in case you guys are wondering about this new angle, I got my friend behind the camera. He's a great guy. Helping me out
to chat.
Yeah. There you go. Here's the new speaker. It's the exact same as the rear ones. I'm just gonna want to take it out of the plastic. Oh, we're being interrupted.
Hey, go for it.
Grab your new harnesses. These ones are oval because the speakers in the front are oval. All right, same thing as the back ones. We're also going to take out these tabs here because they're not going to allow our new speaker to fit. All right, so now that we've confirmed that this will fit, I am going to go ahead and align it at the front and then mark our hole where we need to drill in the bracket. All right, so once you've marked where you want to drill, obviously you take your drill. You're going to want to move up in bit sizes though. Don't just jump straight to the 1/2 inch. You might cause the plastic to crack. So if you want to come in a little closer, I'll show you. There you go. You just start off a little slow, get a little pilot going. There you go. Get all that out of the way. Swap out your bit, move up to the slightly larger size. And then at this point, we might want a little help holding it down. There you go, from my friend in the background here. Watch out for your thumb. All right. Perfect. We're gonna move up to the slightly larger size now, going up to 1/2 inch. There you go. All right, so we got the speaker all set up. It's ready to be put in place. But before I do that, I'm gonna put some foam tape around the edge here, just like how I did in the rear door. Hopefully that can minimize vibrations and also kind of seal the gap for water and whatnot. It is a door after all, so it gets a lot of moisture in it. All right, foam tape is on the door. We're gonna go ahead and install our speaker. These are 7mm bolts. Thread each one by hand first. Grab your ratchet, put it in tighten. Just get it nice and snug. There you go. It's not going anywhere. Plug in your electrical harness. Hear that click? We're gonna make sure it works. I'm not gonna be able to do that on YouTube because of copyright reasons. So we're gonna cut to me putting the door panel back on. First, you're gonna wanna go for your electrical harnesses. It's gonna make it a lot easier to plug them in. So we got our, not too sure what this is. It's something though.
That's for the door handle.
That's for the door handle. Thanks for the guy behind the camera. He knows what he's talking about. You're gonna wanna snap that back into place. Get your window switch going. And this is the locking unlock for all of the doors. There you go. Make sure everything is in place. And now, first thing you want to do when you're putting on this panel is watch out for this stick right here. You want to make sure that goes through the hole first. So I'm going to tilt the panel up. Probably hold the panel from underneath, but get your fingers in there and feel for the locking tool and just kind of put it in the hole first. That's going to be your placeholder. There you go, it's in. So now we're gonna seat the door. I'm gonna have to cut this. Okay. Once you have your door seated, you're just gonna wanna give it a nice tap all around, make sure it's on. It's not going anywhere. Put your screws back in, your door's gonna be right on. All right, so just because we showed you how to do everything on the driver's side, we're not going to show you how to do everything on the passenger side because it's the exact same thing.
Eventually.
All right, it's currently day 2. You guys saw me install the woofers yesterday on all 4 doors. I wasn't able to finish up the tweeter, so that's what we're going to do today. And I need to do it fast because I have school later. So what we got going on here is I got everything out of the box. I plan on cutting these wires because they're way too long, and I'm just going to solder them to these connectors. Another thing is that these tweeters don't fit like properly in the stock A-pillar. So what that means is I'm probably gonna have to find out a way to either hot glue or make my own brackets to make it fit in the A-pillar, which I probably should have done more research before buying these, but I'm gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna persevere. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so what I'm doing here is I've put heat shrink on my wires. We're just gonna, I cut off about 1/2 inch of the copper to expose just enough that I can kind of intertwine them and then twist. We're just gonna do the same with our positive here. Kind of intertwine them and spin it together. All right, that's what we're working with. It's okay, but solder's really gonna help that stay together. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is take the negative terminal off the battery before we take the A-pillar off, because there are airbags in there and we don't want them going off when we take it off. So let's do that. There we go. Set that off to the side somewhere where it's not going to touch any more metal pieces and ground itself out. It's just a couple of 10mm bolts. Once you take this off and this, they're hiding right behind there. Alright, so once you have your screws out, you can go ahead and take off the pillar like so. Just kind of give it some persuasion, and that actually came out surprisingly easy. Maybe a little too easy, one might say. Alright, so when it comes to removing your factory tweeter, you're just going to have 2 Phillips head screws that you're going to take out with a Phillips head screwdriver, mine being right here. And then this should pop right out, and then that's what we're going to figure out how we're going to install the new one in this socket. Alright, so the way I figured out that I'm going to install these new tweeters is, obviously you can tell that right now there's no way for me to do that. So I'm going to take these brackets off the factory speakers. I'm just going to snip them off and hot glue them to my new speaker. And then hopefully that'll be enough to kind of mount it in place. I don't really want anything like permanent, but obviously hot glue, that's kind of the easy way out of this. Otherwise you can fabricate your own bracket and whatnot, but I don't know how to do that. So just kind of like so, I'm gonna take some pliers with a sharp end and just come up as close as possible so you can get all the material you need. There you go. I'm gonna do the other. There you go. And to just kind of make that end a little less sharp, I'm gonna take some sandpaper to it. So this is what the kind of final product is going to look like. It's not hot glued together, but I decided to use these universal brackets that the tweeters came with, and this is what I'm going to hot glue the old mounting holes to. And this is kind of the final product after it's been hot glued together. So I've just made my own bracket, kind of what I was given, and I'll show you how it sits. So kind of like that, and all the holes line up. Everything's good. Only slight issue might be this right here, which comes from the factory, and I'll have to file that down. Alright, so what I've gone ahead and done is place some foam tape around where the speaker sits, as well as some foam tape around the speaker itself to kind of direct the audio through the hole and not bounce around in the A-pillar. That's the final bracket. And the speaker just kind of sits like that with the bracket over it. Obviously the wire's through it, but you know, You'll get the idea once I put the screws in. Alright, so once you have this all done, what you're going to want to do is just repeat the process on the other side. All right, so putting it back is just reversing your steps. We're gonna start with the speaker harness. Hear that click.
Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Enjoying the day, eh?
Oh yeah, it's so nice.
Enjoying it while it lasts.
Yeah, all right. Friendly guy. Let's get some more zip ties in here. Make sure when you're putting the panel on, you're not like pinching anything. So just get a good eye in there and kind of think where everything's going. There you go. Slap it back into place. Put that cap back on. Can't wait to get some AC going in here. There you go. That's one tweeter in. Let's go do the other one. All right, tweeters are all installed on both sides. Everything's looking flawless, looking good. I just need to make sure they work. So I'm gonna plug the battery back in and test them out. All right, so everything works. It's all been installed except for these, the final touches. These are just some branded metal kind of little plates that I'm gonna put on the speaker grills. Just, you know, to kind of finish it off. Why not? I got these off eBay. They were pretty cheap, so I thought it'd be cool to put on. All right, and that's where I decided to put the badge right in the front center of the vehicle. I think it looks great there. But I want your guys' opinion. You let me know what you guys think of the install, how everything was done. I know the tweeters are a little bit janky, but this is the only way I can do it with my knowledge, right? Like, also, I gotta go to school later. I'm on a little bit of a time crunch. I think it's the best I could do. I think it's the best I could do, and I think it looks good. It sounds good. I just tested it out. Everything works. I think it'll last. I think it'll hold up. You know, you don't have to do everything with a laser cutter CNC machine, you know. There's other ways to do things. But that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this whole setup and everything like that. But yeah, take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.